The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm excited to connect with you as we are talking about clarity, power, and energy, particularly in the context of falling into balance. This is a great time of year when we're looking at September to really look at, am I clear on what I'm saying yes and no to? Am I standing in my power? How is my energy? Is it where I want it to be? This is a great time to do that check-in because there's a shifting in the seasons. Many of us have children going back to school. We're getting ready for holidays that are coming up. So it's a really important time to do this check-in. Because I find what we do is we're coming out of summer, we're moving into this energy, and we just start adding things to our plate. And we forget sometimes to review what we're already saying yes to. And the plate is only so big, and it's going to start overflowing if we try to pack more than 24 hours of things every day on our schedule. And that's going to put us out of balance. And you need to make sure you're including self-care on your plate in your 24 hours. You're including sleep, that you're including time for you to be nourished, as well as the different things that you're wanting to say yes to and move forward in. So I want us to take some time today as we connect heart to heart, soul to soul, spirit to spirit, and really check in and see, where are we in this? And we have some amazing experts today that are going to help us around clarity, standing in our power, and a transition specialist when we're looking at menopause and midlife and all those things that can impact us, because that gets thrown onto the plate too. So we're going to have great support today to look at these things, to feed into each of you as we're looking at balance. We're looking at clarity. We're looking at our energy. We're looking at standing in our power. Because something I have learned is this life is not a solo journey. We need each other. We need to be able to encourage, support each other, cheer each other on. And so I celebrate you joining us today. This is a moment in time where we get to support each other on our journey in life. And our intention is to pour into you, to empower you, equip you, nourish you, and support you. So as you go back out into that world, you're going back in an empowered way, with clarity, with energy, with focus and purpose. I want to help each of you live your life on purpose and with purpose. So in a purposeful way, which means awareness. Making choices, what we're saying yes to, what we're saying no to, what we're open to, and what we're going to bring into our life and what we're going to not bring into our life. And you get to decide that every day. And so having a time where we can come together, breathe deeply, check in, is valuable. That will help you live in an empowered way, on purpose and with purpose. And I love to start our shows where we take a moment to pause and listen. I find another key to living a balanced life is checking in. It's pausing, it's listening. And we tend to feel like we just need to keep doing things and keep moving and just add more. And hopefully things fall into place the way they need to. But I have found when I've learned to pause and listen, I make better choices. I have more clarity. I'm more in my power. And my day stops running me. I get to step into a leadership position in my day and what I'm saying yes and no to. Now, I'm going to invite you throughout our show today to take moments to pause, to process what's being shared with you. I call them your 2-minute moments. And these are secretly disguised as commercial breaks. So every commercial break is 2 minutes. It's an opportunity for you to stay present, to listen in, pause, give yourself those 2 minutes to listen to what's being placed on your heart, what is going to serve you, process what's being shared. Give yourself the gift of those 2 minutes. Avoid the tendency to run off and try to get things crossed off the list and miss some of what is here for you today. So let's breathe that in together. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Beautiful. One more big breath. Out through your mouth. Wonderful. And I'd love for us to take a moment to connect heart to heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit on the subject of listening in and looking at where are we feeling in balance today? Are we feeling clear? Are we standing in our power? How is our energy? Just kind of checking in. And the best way I know how to do that is actually to close our eyes. Those of you who are driving, though, please keep your eyes open. Stay safe, both hands on the wheels. But those who are able to, take a big breath, put both feet on the floor. Sit back in your chair, feel it supporting you. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, and close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Take a big breath through your nose, filling your belly, and out through your mouth like through a straw. One more big breath. Out through the mouth. And keep breathing. This kind of breathing actually calms us, brings us present, lowers our stress levels, our cortisol levels, and brings us into a very balanced place. So it's a great activity to build into your life. But as you are practicing it now, just think about what is it that you need today? What would be of service and supportive to you to encourage you and empower you on your journey, particularly around balance? Just receive that information. Sometimes it comes in a picture, a sound, a memory. We can receive information all different kinds of ways through all of our senses. I invite you to just receive what is it that you need today and a willingness to lean into it, to say yes. Once you have that information, take another breath. Come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present. And I invite you to write it down. Keep it top of mind, whatever it is that was placed on your heart, and be actively on the lookout to receive that into your life. Wonderful. I'm going to go around our virtual room now and ask our amazing guest experts if they don't mind sharing just something that was placed on their heart as we took that moment to pause together. So, Sirena, do you mind sharing about 30 seconds, something that was placed on your heart?
Yes, thank you for that beautiful introduction, Rebecca. It really put me in touch with my heart and with gratitude. That is what really came up for me before the show. I went to the beach and it was like a metallic day, and I was so grateful to be there, so grateful for my life, for all the blessings that I have each and every day that sometimes I take for granted. My health, my home, the opportunities to grow, my friends, you, and the opportunity to be in your show. It's gratitude, and gratitude comes so much with this time of the fall or Thanksgiving, the harvest. And it's like a time to look at our blessings, to count our blessings in gratitude. That's what came up for me.
Beautiful share. I love that. Gratitude. Thank you for sharing, and happy to have you joining us on the show today.
Thank you.
And Nicola, did you have something placed on your heart? Just about a 30-second share.
Yes, Rebecca. And I just want to say that I love this topic of falling into balance, because that's what I got, was to just catch those moments when you feel unbalanced, where there's some fear or worry, anxiety or whatever, and to just stop and just be. And that's what I love. That's what brings me back into peace, is the stopping and the breathing and the just being. And I have my favorite places to just be. One is in the garden, in the sunshine if it's sunny, and or a favorite armchair. I have my special places where I just get really cozy and maybe even stop and have a cup of tea and forget about
beautiful
worries.
No, thank you so much for sharing, Nicola. We're getting ready to go to commercial break here, so I appreciate your sharing. And listeners, as we go to this break, I encourage you to take advantage of this 2-minute moment and think about, what are you grateful for? What was placed on your heart? Are you stopping, pausing, and breathing, and be on the lookout for that favorite place to find balance? Because I find balance is an action, that there is a choice when we discover we're out of balance, choosing and finding ways to come back into balance. So really take these next couple moments to sink in and listen, breathe, see what you're grateful for and what you're on the lookout for. And when we come back, we will start our exciting interview segments. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Voice America Women. Your passion starts here.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you had the opportunity to pause, breathe, really think about what is on your plate, and just doing that check-in. No judgment, no criticism. It's just awareness. Where are we feeling today and being today in our balance? And is there a bit of a shifting that we want to bring into play? And then you get to choose with that next breath to receive what it is that you need to shift into being more in balance in a way that makes you shine, that really helps you live in an empowered way in your life. Oh, welcome back, everyone. Now, as we're shifting into our interview segment, you got to hear a little bit about Sirena from her heart. You got to get a little flavor of her, and she was really thankful for gratitude and the blessings in her life, and was sharing how that touched her heart. But I wanted to give you a more formal background so you know a little bit more about her, so you have that context as we go into our interview conversation. So Sirena is a holistic health coach, international author, speaker, radio show host, and blogger with 30 plus years experience in health and wellness, and as a midlife midwife, which she'll be expanding on in just a little bit. So you don't have to wonder what that means. We will answer that. And she is absolutely passionate about empowering women, particularly in midlife. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Sirena Pellarolo to the show. Welcome! Yay!
Thank you. So excited to be on your show, Rebecca.
Oh, you are so welcome. Excited to have you all the way from Mexico today. Is that correct?
Yes. I live in Baja California, very close to the border, just 20 minutes south of the border.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I love that we're not only reaching people around the world, but even our guest experts are around the world. It's brilliant. Love it. So welcome.
Thank you.
And I always like to start our conversations in that place of why we do the things that we do. So I would love to know why personally helping women in this way, in all the different ways that you do, why is that personally so important to you?
Thank you for that question. My why is because I basically want to change the world. And I feel that women in midlife and beyond have so much experience. They have been through so much in their lives, have so much knowledge, and they're really wise. And I think that together we can midwife a new way of being on this planet if we take the time to take care of ourselves and work on those issues that are still keeping us a little bit stuck, some ailments, some emotional stuff. So as soon as we become clear individually, we're ready to be able to serve in a collective way to the giving birth of this a new way, a new egalitarian and loving way and caring way and just way of living on this planet. Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that. And can I ask you just one more question along those lines? Do I have permission?
Yes.
So I can see that global change and that desire to make the world a better place in this way, and tapping into the wisdom and experience that those in midlife have. And can I just ask what that does for you personally? Because that's a huge calling, a huge undertaking. It's beautiful, and it's not something I think people enter in lightly. And so I'd just love to know why you personally want to do that, what that does for you.
Well, what it does for me is a way of giving back what I learned in my life. And I feel that I have lived and continue to live a very rich life, full of experiences with lots of mistakes and readjustments, and all that knowledge and all those mistakes that I made and what I've learned from them, all those lessons I want to share to other women. And that's why I call myself a midlife midwife, because I love the idea of midwifing, of supporting women as they go through that rebirthing process of their own selves into a better version of themselves, because that's what happens during midlife.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that on a deeper level. I really appreciate that, because listeners, that whenever someone shares their why and what it does for them, it's a great opportunity to get to know them on a heart level, but also to check in on your why you do what you're doing. And are you doing things that are in alignment with your why? It's a great opportunity to check in. So I really appreciate you modeling that for us.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. And I love this because it fits right into, I promised we'd explain what this midlife midwife means. So you eloquently shared that. And I love this vision of midwifing people through an even more powerful place, even a more powerful version of themselves. So beautiful, Sharon. I didn't know if there was anything more that you wanted to add into that.
Yes. The whole image came to me in a dream that I had during perimenopause, where I saw myself laying on the ground and giving birth. And when I looked closely, I was giving birth to myself. And I realized that it was a time, and I see this time and again in my clients, many times that malaise that midlife women have, that sometimes manifests as physical ailments during menopause, or emotional issues, irritability, and all that, many times come from the fact that they are confused and they have not been able to catch the purpose like you do so well with your clients. And they really don't know where they're going, what is the next stage in their lives now that they have completed, or they have done whatever they could with their career. They have raised a family, for example, and they're sort of lost. So there is the support that I give them is to make them see clearly that they have so much more to offer to life now that they have completed certain cycles that were needed in their lives, but now they're ready to move on and give in a more global way.
That's beautiful and so empowering in feel and energy. Thank you for sharing that, because I find many women will share, oh, my life is this, or there's some measurement they're looking at, or a loss that they're feeling because of they're looking at age in a certain way. And what a powerful, empowering way to look at this transition as a transition and what it can bring to all of us. And if we're empowering, this is where I get excited. So you're going to hear that as they're getting empowered in this way, you're making the world a better place by tapping into that collective and bringing that to the world. So thank you for the work that you do. Beautiful.
Sure. Thank you.
Love it. Well, I also want to tap into food, because I know that can affect things as well. And food can be medicine, and it can have an effect in this transition. I'd love to have you share a little bit about that.
Yes, I see menopause, for example, as one of these great transitions, as a portal of transformation by purification by fire. So we get purified with all that heating up and night sweats, and that women really have a hard time going through. And in order to cool down the body, I use food as medicine, mostly juices and raw foods and fruits. Those are the best foods to cool down our bodies, to keep them hydrated during that time of so much heat. I really believe in detoxifying our bodies. For example, this is a perfect time for detoxing, the end of the summer and the beginning of the fall. I always do a detox right now, and I have my clients do a detox, because that really, it's like rebooting our system and really getting ready to start this fall season that is the season when people get sick with colds and all that. So if we reboot our system and become our immune system becomes strong, we will not have to deal with those colds and all those sicknesses typical of the cold season. And it would also help us to not have the cravings that we start having when Thanksgiving starts, and then the holidays, and then by January 1st, we're 10 pounds heavier. So, so it's just
not that I know anything about that.
Yes. So it's a good way of starting this season in balance. Exactly, the word is balance. So our body works better. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I love this different perspective around our bodies and purification, and what a great way to look at night sweats and all of those shifting of hormones that happen. That it's really our body transitioning and cleansing and moving into this next place, and that there are ways that we can use food and natural things that we can do to help bring it back into balance. So really beautiful share. I appreciate it. And I know that you've put together an amazing gift, but I'm going to do this as a little bit of a teaser, listeners. We're going to share about her amazing gift at the end of the show. So you want to make sure that you're staying tuned and leaning in so that you're able to get this amazing resource that she's going to make available to you. As we get ready to go to our next commercial break, our next 2-minute moment, remember to think about this perspective of being midlifed through having support, I should say, through this midlife transition through menopause, and just kind of checking in, because perhaps you're not going through that right now, but you probably know someone that is. And this perspective and way of supporting them can make this smooth, sacred, amazing process. So I encourage you to think about that in these next 2 moments, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Relationship issues? Anxious? Parenting challenges? No more. Learn to live your best life. Tune into Straight Talk with top therapist, relationship, and anxiety expert Sandra Reish. Learn to transform your challenges into effective solutions. Whether it's relationships, parenting, anxiety, or other traps, Sandra will show you how you can live the life of your dreams. Listen live every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Health and Wellness Channel.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the Walk Star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the Theater Queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Tune in for Suzanne Ross and Lighten Up TV, evolutionary wellness for the body, mind, and spirit. Each episode features Suzanne and her amazing guests, including inspirational authors, speakers, wellness experts, and spiritual guides. This series is focused on achieving total well-being so that you can live well and love life. Visit lightenuptv.net to find out more. Lighten Up TV is presented by the Awakening Center, a nonprofit for those seeking a higher way of living and being. Don't miss out on living your best life now. Go to lightenuptv.net today.
follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you took advantage of those 2 minutes just for you. And I was reflecting on all that Sirena had shared with us and just beautiful ways to look at this place of being in midlife and the transitions. And so much of what she shared could be applied in any sort of transition that we're going through, but particularly that midlife menopause place, perimenopause and through. So I encourage you to really take in deeply what she shared. And if you didn't take advantage of this last 2 minute moments, you'll have a moment to do that after this next interview segment. So you haven't missed out. You still have opportunity to do that. We're shifting gears a little bit here, and we're going to talk to our next expert, really looking at clarity. And one of the things I find people ask me about all the time and where they're getting stuck and they're getting frozen almost. They're not sure what to do. They're not sure where they're going or what the next best thing to do is. And then they start to lose even where they are in all of it. And it's this lack of clarity that can hold people back. And so I'm really excited to be talking with our next expert as we look into clarity and how to be in a more empowered place with that and actually get clear on things. So we can get into balance and we can stand in our power and we can move forward. So let me share a little bit about Nicola here. She shared a little bit in our opening segment talking about balance and being. And let me share a little bit of her formal background since you've gotten to know her a little bit on a heart level. She is a life coach with over 15 years experience, hypnotherapist for over 20 years, a speaker and an author of a forthcoming book, and is absolutely passionate, and you'll hear this, passionate about clarity and confidence. So please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Nicola to the show. Nicola Walker, I want to be official, the full name, Nicola Walker to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. That's a wonderful welcome, and I'm thrilled to be on your show.
Oh, you are so welcome. We are excited and thrilled as well to have you. And I always like to start our conversation similar to what I did with Sirena, is really looking at this heart place. Why this work of helping people with clarity and confidence. Clarity, I know, is just such a meaningful word to you. Why is that work and helping people find their clarity personally so important to you?
Yes. Well, it really stems from originally my desire to get clear and feeling so frustrated because I wasn't as clear as I wanted to be. And then, so that was maybe 20 years ago that I became passionate about clarity. And then it went up many, many notches in 2008. When, if you remember, the economy was crashing and I was in a very difficult place with money and work not coming in. And I felt a lot of fear. And one day I was meditating and I was suddenly shown these 3 steps to take. And I found myself writing them down. I now call it the 3 steps to clarity. And I went from feeling fear to feeling peace. I mean, literally, my whole body changed. I felt calm, and I was trusting, and that was all from getting clear. So clarity is really huge for me, and I just love helping people go to this place of confidence and really trusting and believing in themselves.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. And what a gift to all of us that your willingness to go through that and to face your fear has translated into this wisdom and this information to now empower all of us. And the importance, you just shared this so beautifully. I want to underline it for all of our listeners that the reason clarity is so important is it will calm that fear. It'll give you peace. And create that trust and movement and confidence in your life. So clarity is huge to helping you move forward. So thank you for sharing.
And it also helps you find your next step. And and knowing that next step helps you feel more confident. So they kind of all work together.
Exactly. No, beautiful, beautiful. And talking with that, because they do all work together, why is clarity so difficult for people? I find that people are always seeking it out, but struggling finding it. Do you mind sharing why you feel that is?
Yeah, thank you for asking me. Well, I mean, I think really it's a lack of awareness, we're not taught how to get clear. And I think that a lot of people think that clarity is really a mental thing, whereas I experience clarity as a full body experience, because true clarity is when you're in touch with your intuitive wisdom, and your intuitive wisdom is in your heart. So, and in your whole of your body, but particularly your heart is a doorway to your wisdom, and a lot of people live in their head.
Yeah, and that's so true. We can really try to solve all our problems in our head, and we can look at things this way and that way. And after a while, we're so tangled around, we know why we should do it and why we shouldn't do it. And then we just don't know if we should in the first place.
Yeah,
we've got it figured out and justified both ways. So that mind is very powerful. It likes to come up with solutions and ways, but it's not always the way to clarity. So
right,
beautiful.
Exactly. And so I teach people how to double check their decisions, so that they get that thumbs up from their intuitive wisdom. They learn to read the signals that they're on track and that it really is a right decision for them, and not something that they think they should do, or they're choosing because of some fear, or because they're thinking logically but not checking in with something deeper inside them.
Beautiful. I love that. And I know one of the things you're able to help us with, boy, my tongue got tangled around there, help us with today is helping us to figure out and understand if we're approaching things in our head or in our heart. Because if the way to clarity is through our heart and our body, and then our mind can kind of figure out the next steps from, how to do things. But we need to have clarity on where we're at and where we're going for it to really support us. How do we do that? How can we tell if it's our mind and our head that's trying to do this, or our heart?
Yeah. Well, luckily there is a way. So,
beautiful.
I'm
glad.
First of all, you have to be very attentive and observant to what's going on. And I noticed that when I'm in my head, I feel top heavy. There's more energy in my head than the rest of my body. And then when I'm in my heart, the energy falls into balance. So it's nicely distributed throughout your body, and your heart will produce these feel-good emotions, if you like. For example, when you're doing something that's really right on, you'll feel a sense of aliveness and excitement. And even though it might be risky, even though there may be some fears, there's an even stronger force that's telling you got to do it.
Beautiful. So really checking in to see where we're feeling the energy throughout our bodies. Is it equally distributed? And checking for those indicators that we are on path. So beautiful. So it's a great check-in, listeners, when we go to our next commercial break, to just kind of check in and see if there's something that you're trying to get clarity around. Really see where the energy is feeling and sitting in your body. Powerful. And you also can help us get clear. So in about a minute, can you share with us a way that we can start getting clear? So we've got, doing that check-in to make sure we're approaching things in a whole person way. But are there some additional things we can do to get clear?
Yes, yeah. So first of all, it's to choose to get clear. So notice what it is that you're grappling with, and just make that choice. I ask for help with getting clear with this, or I'm noticing that I'm feeling worried or anxious, and so that would be your first step. And then the second is to take a breath, because breathing creates space. Mm-hmm. And then the third is to listen. So I teach people how to listen, because it is a skill set to listen to yourself, your heart, your body, all these signals I was talking about, and to actually receive guidance, because I'm a great believer that our intuitive wisdom that everybody has can guide us. It's like a helper that we have, and we're not taught this. Some people do it naturally, and others don't know a lot about it, even though they may make decisions from a gut sense about something. There's so much more to it, and you can really activate this power and use it in your life to do what you really want to do and have a happier life.
Beautiful. I love this. The 3 steps. So choosing, because there's a choice to get clear, taking a breath, and listening. And for those of you who feel like, gosh, I've never been taught this, and sometimes we feel like I should have known, well, you probably weren't taught, so you can't have any shame about that. Release that no judgment. And it's building a muscle. It's developing that skill. And there are experts like Nicola that can walk beside you to help you understand how to listen in a new way, which is really, really powerful. So I encourage you, listeners, as you're listening, to lean into this next 2-minute moment and really just do this check-in. Is there something you want to very purposely get clear about? Take a breath and listen. And when you come back, we have some exciting gifts. Both of our generous guests are making available to you. So we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
The Voice America Women's Channel.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the Walk Star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the Theater Queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. The Voice America Women's Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to empowering women, transforming lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed that 2-minute moment and got an opportunity to just check in, breathe, and listen. It's such a powerful skill to develop. We're so used to rushing from one thing to the next, and we're not checking in to see if we're on track and focused on the things that are most important. We're just trying to get everything done in a day that we've committed to. So I hope this show today has really helped you pause, gain some clarity, really look at this transition that we can have in midlife and how we can be supported in that powerfully, and how we can step into our power and energy and purpose by finding that clarity. And I promised throughout the show, I kept talking about these things called amazing gifts. And so I wanted to have each of our guest experts who are so generous to make a gift available describe their gift, and then I'll let you know where to find them. And the reason we do this is because I want you to be able to have the same kind of access I do to experts, because I know life is not a solo journey. I want you to be able to tap into their wisdom, into their resources, and they're going to make these things available to you for free. This is a way for them to support you on your journey, but the choice is yours. Are you going to lean in and say yes and get that support? I hope so, because these gifts are really designed to empower you. I want you to be able, as you go forth back out in life, to have tools to walk beside you. We're going to go and explain the amazing gifts, and then I'll tell you how to tap into those. So make sure to have a pen and paper ready to write it down, or you can be ready to type on the computer to go directly in while you're on the show to access these gifts. So Sirena, do you mind sharing about your amazing gift?
I would be delighted to do that. In my website, I have a gift that's called Jumpstart Your Daily Habit. And we were talking about menopause and how I see it as a moment where our bodies heat up in a way to purify ourselves from everything that we don't need anymore. And I look at ourselves as energetic beings, but the first thing that we need to pay attention to is our body. It's a material body. I see it as the temple of our soul. So they used to call me the juicing lady, because I really believe that juicing is fantastic for our health, to put some really strong and powerful nutrients into our body. So my gift is some recipes of very simple and very effective juices. There's several videos of me preparing those juices. And I hope that you take advantage of that, and then you will put into my mailing list, and you will be receiving information about my programs and the events I will be offering and all that.
Beautiful. And I love watching those cooking shows or juicing shows where I learn recipes. So thank you.
Sure. My pleasure.
For making that available. Wonderful. And then, Nicola, I know you put together a gift. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
Yes, I do. I will, rather. It's a special guide to getting truly clear. So if you liked what I was saying about clarity today, and you felt like, wow, I want that, I want to get more clear in my life and do that more regularly, then this will be for you. And I go over why clarity is so important and what you get from getting clear, which is really powerful stuff and will be a great motivator for you. And then I also tell you how to get clear, how to begin, and there's some more steps for you to take too that you will get from the special guide.
Beautiful. And I love that, because we don't have to try to figure it out. We can just be and be supported in it. Beautiful. Yeah. So thank you for making that guide available. So listeners, drum roll. Let me share how to access these amazing gifts. And you're actually going to find some from me as well. So you go to Radio Gifts, and that's plural because there are multiple gifts. So radiogifts.net. It's a net full of amazing gifts from this show and from prior shows. So again, that's radiogifts.net. And you will enter in your name and email address so we can stay in touch. And then you scroll to today's date, which is September 20th. That's when we did the live broadcast of this show. So September 20th. And you'll see Serena's description and beautiful picture and Nicola's. And you can click on the gifts that you would like to say yes to. And guess what? There's no limit. You can say yes to as many of the gifts as you would like that resonate with you. And you just put in your, you click on it, you put in your name and email address so they can stay in touch and send you your gift. I hope that you lean in and let us support you on your journey. Take a breath. As we're pausing, because we get to make choices here, am I going to lean in to that support? So I hope that it's yes. I hope that you lean into those gifts. It's a joy for us to make those available to you. And again, that's at radiogifts.net. And guess what? We have even more for you today. On top of that, I've asked both my guests if they have a parting thought or tip that they would like to share with you today. So as you're going back out into the world, you're able to take this with you and start applying it in your life real time right now. So Sirena, you have 1 minute. Can you share?
Yes, I can. I think that if you start having one of those green juices per day, things miraculous are going to happen in your life, because as you drink these juices, you are going to be crowding out all that is not supportive to your health, like processed food and sugar and many other things that usually you ingest because you are looking for nutrients. These juices are going to give you so many nutrients that you're going to feel satisfied and hydrated, and you're going to start craving of all the supportive food that maybe before you were not that prone to eating. So one juice a day will keep the doctor away.
I love that. You will all start to love kale. I don't know. That was a switch for me. I love kale now.
Yes.
Not saying that's in all of your drinks, but I found that was a big shift for me, and I crave it now.
Yes.
So I love that. So one juice a day keeps the doctor away. Beautiful. And Nicola, did you have a share for us as well, a tip or a parting thought?
Yes,
one minute.
Do. I would like to invite you to take some quiet time for yourself, maybe an afternoon or an evening or whenever, and just write how you would really like your life to look. What would you love to experience? How would you like things to be different? And just write from your heart, and don't censor in any way. Allow yourself to just write and see what's there. And then as you read through it, notice where you tighten up. Notice where you start saying, well, I couldn't have that, or stop believing in it, in some way. And that's where you can get clear. You can get clear more on what you really want, and you can also get clear about what's stopping you, and also get clear on how to move through that and find your next step. And so if you get my special guide, you'll also find a way to contact me. And if you want to talk about all this and actually have a conversation, I'd be happy to hear from you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that tip of, again, that pausing. You're so walking your talk. I love it. That pausing and really starting to envision how you want your life to be and where you'd want it to be different and what you're wanting to build. And then I love how you're developing that awareness of kind of feeling into it, seeing where there is some tightness or you're not quite believing or you're wanting support. And thank you in your guide for making yourself available in that way. That's something that when an expert makes themselves available personally, that's a real treasure. So I encourage you to say yes to both of these gifts, get those amazing recipes and get that guide and lean into saying yes to you. and all that you're wanting to bring the world. So thank you both for your generous gifts and for joining us today. We so appreciate it. And listeners, I want to thank you for saying yes to you, to joining us today, heart to heart, as we pause and gain clarity, step more into our power, increase our energy, and discover that balance. Because as you go out into the world, my heart's desire for you is that wherever you go, whatever you do, may you always, always, always bloom where you're planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week. Take care.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.